Hello everyone, this is another Technatorium tutorial on this Monday, Sunday morning through March 22nd. All day yesterday I've been concentrating on trying to show you how to actually work with Microsoft Teams from whatever you can get from just initialization of registration using the free version of Microsoft Teams. Now, I'm now realizing that, there is a free version of it, but there's also the proper version of Microsoft Teams. And I'm going to use the word proper because I think what you need to realize about Microsoft is that they are actually selling a lot of systems all associated with the system called Office 365. And Office 365 is basically every cloud offering that they have that is affecting collaboration and productivity for the general public. So I'm not going to be a big introduction on Office 365, but Microsoft Teams is a portion of Office 365. It also has Outlook, so that when people get an Outlook email, they can manage all the email to the web. There's over maybe another 15 or 20 other products associated with Office 365. But what's important to know here is that Microsoft realized that not everybody has the money or the funding to actually implement a full-fledged Office 365 environment. And it's just a lot of things to manage. But they also realize that Microsoft Teams is something that there's a need for it out there. And one of the bigger competitors, they have something called Slack. So that's Microsoft's approach on what is Microsoft Teams Free Edition. So when I'm looking about my tutorial and my demo, I'm actually going to concentrate mostly on the features that are available in the Microsoft Teams Free Edition. So there are extra stuff that is available, and I might be able to give you some hints as to what they are, but as I go along. But hopefully for the general public or small groups of people, it will be a good enough solution. Now, Microsoft has made the Office 365 environment available for the general public for a free subscription for 6 months for under the COVID-19 situation that we have here. So they are targeting free edition for schools and also free edition for businesses and small businesses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to explain to you what are the physical difference with it. So let me actually show you some screens about what it is that we're looking at. So I'm actually going to make this bigger. So what Microsoft is saying is that their made an announcement on the 17th of March saying that this is going to be available to the world. And what they're targeting is really three types of people. They're targeting for the individual, which basically who they're calling the customer that would be the Microsoft Teams Free Edition environment. As I show you some of the previous demonstration, all you need to do is just a link, and then you just provide an email address, and you are provided with your free edition of the Microsoft Teams environment. Now, they evidently are offering a full-fledged system for 6 months, and it's available to school, and it's also available for businesses. And they're calling it the 365 E1, which is a subscription for the first entry level of Office 365 for the small businesses. If you want to be able to get to this, you actually have to work with a Microsoft partner or a sales representative from Microsoft. And if you're not currently using Office 365, they'll provide you a free subscription for 6 months. After 6 months, I'm assuming that people will be able to buy it, or I'm not sure what they're going to do past the 6 months, but they've made a commitment to make this available for 6 months. Now, if you're in an educational system, if you're in school system, Microsoft has probably already reached out to your school system or your school district, or whichever it is in different countries, and then they're also promoting a 6-month free edition of Office 365 target for education. There are more functionality associated with it that are specific to school system. But for the perspective of this demonstration, I'm not going to try go into those details because I don't even have access to what the Office 365 for education would look like. There are other resources out there that will provide you enough information. So that's really the what available free for the individual, and that doesn't stop you as a group of people, a teacher in a school or in a class, that they may not have these things or they don't have the time to organize a Microsoft educational sponsorship, and they need something now. So that's really the target audience of this free Microsoft team. Now, who knows, in a week or two from now, maybe your school system will actually have worked with something with Microsoft, or maybe they're not using the Microsoft environment, but at least you've got that right now, and you don't need anyone to authorize you to do that other than setting up a system on a Microsoft team. One of the things I want to talk about, what are truly the difference between the Microsoft team free edition and the regular Microsoft team. So I'm going to go around and click on the link. There we go. So Microsoft team and free teams, they just have a nice little table that tells you what it is. Now, if we're looking at, I'm going to go one by one, the one that matters. I mean, there's a lot more, but truly, you're really looking at maybe the first or 7, 8 different things that really matters on a learning mechanism. Is that the organization, which is your team environment, is limited to 300 users. Now, 300 users is a lot of people. So if you're a school teacher in your class, or you have multiple class, you'd be having multiple instances, or you could have all in one place, but you can only have 300 individual users that can use this stuff. Now, if you had the non-free edition, then there wouldn't be a limit other than what you've been provided with the overall Office 365 license. So other thing that's interesting is they provide you storage. So with every team, there is a file storage area that's available per user. So it's pretty generous. I mean, you're actually able to store 2 gigabyte of file storage per user. And then you also have a global 10 gigabyte of storage that would be available for the whole team environment. So I doubt very much that you're actually going to run out of space and stuff like that. I mean, don't use that to store movies or videos or something like that are very large. But, you can do quite a lot of storage with this environment. And I will talk to you a little bit about what the file storage mechanism within Microsoft Teams. Both support guest access, so that means you can invite people to become a guest, and they will be able to see and can participate in the environment. They both offer one-on-one and group online and audio video calls. That means that you can start as the owner of a team, or anybody for say, they can open up a mechanism to create a webcam and have a video conferencing call with audio and video. Now, it doesn't support having people calling in a phone number, so you all need to have the team application running on your computer to be able to do that. You can also set meetings at a specific channels. So that's another thing I haven't discussed about is what are channels. Both supports those. You also can do screen sharing on both the free and the paid edition. So how does that screen sharing is? Well, guess what? Whatever is in your desktop, everyone can see what's happening on your screen. So, you've got a PDF file or you got a PowerPoint presentation. You can just present your screen to all your people looking at your meeting, and they'll be able to actually see those. The video stuff is cool. It's got a cool functionality. You can upload your video or say connect to the webcam, and right now I am connecting the webcam, but there's a way when you're inside a meeting to blur the background. So you only focus on your face. So evidently you can see my cat Sterling, and that's her favorite chair. Oh, that's an E. So she's around, but it's a good way sometimes to just have everyone focus on you and not necessarily the background. Now, this is the biggest difference with the Team Free and the Microsoft Team Paid Edition is that you can't schedule a meeting. Now, what does that mean, schedule a meeting? Is that you could have a calendar and then you could say, I'm going to have that topic between 2 and 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon and we're going to be doing this, and invite all the people to the meeting. That act of scheduling in the future is not available in Microsoft Teams. So what it all boils down to is that when you are ready to do your 2 o'clock session, you have to find other way to tell people that you have to be online at 2 o'clock. So as a user, and I will demonstrate the utilization of the meeting features, that you can manually start the meeting, and then you can invite the channel, all your members, and then suddenly everybody can just jump on board onto the meeting and actually use it for you. So that's really the biggest difference, is scheduling versus not be able to schedule your meeting. Now, there's another thing that I kind of find useful sometimes, and it's the idea that I can record a meeting. With Microsoft Stream, which is another product from Microsoft, it allows you to say, record this meeting. And then what it's going to happen is actually pretty powerful. It literally runs in the background, and it will just capture all of the interaction that happened during the meeting and store it in the video file. And then within about 5 or 10 minutes, that video gets stored into your own private Microsoft Stream environment. And then people could then later on be able to view the meeting and the video if they were not available to do that. Now, is this a big problem with Microsoft Teams Free Edition? Guess what? There are other ways of recording a meeting and stuff like that. So I might come up with some suggestion so that you could capture your screen while you're doing your video conferencing, and that capture of that screen will be stored on a video, and then you can then take that video and upload it to an online web environment. So you could upload it into YouTube, or you could probably use the 10 gigabytes storage space that you have available for you within your Microsoft Teams environment. There's plenty of other mechanisms for sharing video, so I don't feel that's a major disadvantage on using Microsoft Teams Free Edition. Now, the other functionality are mostly associated with the administration of large environments. So managing users and app, usage reporting, saying that it's going to be 3 nines backed up to be always running. That's going to be available on the on the paid edition, but they don't promise you they're always going to be running. Now, 3.9 I think is like saying 1 day of not functional across the whole year. So, but again, when something is free, sometimes you just have to accept it and work with that. Now, another thing too that it has is that the free edition does not have, has a lesser availability of configurability and policy and security control about what you can do. It's rudimentary, but it's good enough. I.e., you can author and manage your users, and there's some management of your user information. So what I want to do is just get people to remind you that Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Teams Free are a little bit different. But for the perspective of what we're trying to do, I think I'm going to concentrate on the free version of the functionality. So I'm giving you some, I'm adding some other information here. Links of interest. So those 2 links of those pages that I provided you are available. If you can look over there, I create a bit.ly or like a shortcut that allows you to actually look at the web page that came from Microsoft that talks about the commitment to customer using the COVID-19. And then also that page that I showed you about the differences, it's also available at this link, and it's you know, that's the URL to what you want to be able to connect to. Now, I have a YouTube channel, so I'm adding all these videos. So what I'd love you guys to be able to do is subscribe to my channel, and also just remember that bookmark that link so that the next time you want to see if they've got any more new video, you'll be able to provide it and actually see more and more of what I've been adding. So that was the most important thing, is to understand the difference with the Teams Free and a paid version. Thank you, and I look forward to hear from you again later. Take care.